A bold new policy from President Trump has come as much-needed boost for Ukraine, which is on the back foot. Trump gave Russians 50 days to make a deal with Ukraine, but perhaps he has made a bigger deal with Europe, which would be worth billions of dollars. Trump would be sending weapons, including Patriots, to Ukraine via Europe. It would be the Europeans who would be paying the U.S. for these weapons. Here's more.
Ukraine is under heavy attack. This is a Ukrainian military base which Russia claims to have destroyed in a targeted attack. The Ukrainian front lines are under intense bombardment. A desperate struggle rages across Ukraine, its people enduring a barrage of unimaginable ferocity. Against this harrowing backdrop, US President Donald Trump announced a much-needed lifeline for Ukraine. The US will be sending the much-needed Patriot missiles.
We discussed it this morning with Pete Hegseth at the Pentagon in a way that, of course, the US will keep on its stockpiles necessary to defend this country. That's absolutely clear. But it will mean that Ukraine can get its hands on really massive numbers of military equipment, both for air defense, but also missiles, ammunition, etc., etc.
Trump delivers, but on his terms. Trump is no longer offering blank checks. Under his pay-to-arm framework, US-made weapons will be delivered to its European allies, who would shoulder part of the financial burden.
They really think it's a very, very important thing to do, or they wouldn't be doing it. Look, they're agreeing to just sit there. They're paying for everything. We're not paying anymore.
Germany, France, Canada, Denmark, Sweden, Finland and the UK have already committed to splitting the cost of the new Patriot package, marking a radical shift from past US-led military aid models.
We're not paying anything for it, but we will send it. It'll be business for us, and we will send them Patriots, which they desperately need, because Putin really surprised a lot of people.
Trump has given Russia 50 days to make a Ukraine deal, but the EU says Trump's sanctions deadline was too far into the future.
On one hand, it is very positive that President Trump is taking a strong stance on Russia. On the other hand, 50 days is a very long time if we see that they are killing innocent civilians also every day.
In recent weeks, Trump has shown increasing frustration with Putin as Moscow has stepped up missile and drone attacks to record levels instead of halting his assault and agreeing to a ceasefire deal. Securing more Patriot batteries is a major win for Ukraine. Now, by selling weapons to European nations and not arming Kyiv directly, Trump has shielded himself from criticism of not making a U-turn in his policies. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Let's listen to what people of Moscow and Kyiv have to say about this major shift in President Trump's policies.
First of all, Donald Trump is a man who is doing politics mixed with show business, and what he says should always be questioned, because he is a very emotional person. The fact that it is possible to reimpose tougher sanctions, it may be. But when they talk about 50 days, I doubt it. I don't even know when it might happen.
It's disgusting, but this is actually very bad. I think, approaching the situation from many sides, you need to take care of the country you are in and achieve all the best. And the supply of weapons to Ukraine, I believe, contradicts the trends that are developing in our society.
They make their own decisions. I think that the leadership of our country will make its own decisions, and there will definitely be nothing criminal in this. Well, for us, let them do as they see fit, and we will do it our own way.
I am pleased that finally European politicians, with their patience and convictions, have slightly swayed Trump to our side, because from the very beginning it was clear that he did not really want to help us. And here, finally, these are some steps, because in the previous months he only promised, and never kept his word.
For us, this is vitally important. For us, it is very necessary, but again, it is necessary to focus on actions, not words, because we have already heard about stopping the war in 24 hours, but the issue of weapons is really important for us today. If this weapons delivery is really renewed, then it is great.
Once Trump did not want something, now he wants it. Maybe our president and our team will somehow put more pressure, and he, as they say, will agree to our conditions. Maybe it will be so, because now you see Trump is changing something, getting better. I think he needs to be pressured. This is what I think.